In the beginning, when the world was brand new, God created a beautiful garden called Eden. It wasn't just any garden. It was a paradise. Imagine the greenest grass you've ever seen, sparkling rivers that flowed like liquid diamonds, and trees that reached up to touch the sky. Colorful flowers bloomed everywhere, filling the air with a sweet, wonderful scent. And the animals. Playful monkeys swung from branches, gentle deer sipped from the clear streams, and friendly lions napped peacefully in the warm sunshine. Everything was perfect, peaceful, and filled with joy. Into this amazing garden, God placed the very first man, Adam. God made Adam with a loving heart and a curious mind. Adam's job was to take care of the garden and all the animals in it. He would walk through the tall trees, his feet sinking into the soft grass. He named every single animal. "You'll be a lion," he'd say to the big, fluffy cat. "And you'll be a butterfly," he'd whisper to the delicate creature with colorful wings. He was the only person in the whole big garden. Seeing this, God said, "It is not good for the man to be alone." So while Adam was sleeping, God created the very first woman, Eve, to be his wife and helper. When Adam woke up and saw Eve, his heart filled with happiness. Finally, he had someone to share the wonders of Eden with. Adam and Eve were best friends. They explored every corner of the garden together, hand in hand. They would race with the cheetahs, laugh at the silly antics of the monkeys, and swim with the dolphins in the crystal-clear rivers. They took care of the garden, tending to the flowers and making sure every animal was happy and safe. Life was pure, simple, and full of love. God loved Adam and Eve very much, just like a parent loves their children. He would walk with them in the cool of the day, talking and laughing with them. He gave them everything they could ever need. The garden was full of trees with delicious fruit. "You can eat from any tree in the garden," God told them kindly. But then, he pointed to one special tree in the middle of the garden. It was the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God's voice was gentle but firm. "You must not eat the fruit from this one tree. It's my only rule. Trust me and obey, and you will stay happy here forever." Adam and Eve understood. They had so many other wonderful fruits to eat, so one rule seemed very easy to follow. They promised to obey God because they loved and trusted Him completely. For a while, everything continued to be perfect. Adam and Eve enjoyed their days in paradise, surrounded by beauty and God's love. But one day, while Eve was near the special tree, a clever serpent slithered up to her. Now this wasn't an ordinary snake, it was sly and tricky. Did God really say you can't eat from any asterisk tree in the garden? The serpent hissed softly. Eve was surprised. "No," she replied. "We can eat from all the trees, except for this one. God said if we eat its fruit, we will have to leave this beautiful place." The serpent laughed a quiet, cunning laugh. "Oh, you won't have to leave," it whispered. "God knows that if you eat this fruit, your eyes will be opened, and you will become wise, just like Him." Eve looked at the fruit. It was beautiful. It looked so juicy and delicious. The serpent's words echoed in her mind. "Wise like God," she thought. She wanted to be wise. For a moment, she forgot about God's loving command and His warning. She forgot about all the other wonderful fruits she could eat. She just focused on the one thing she was told not to have. She reached out, plucked the fruit from the branch, and took a bite. It was sweet. Then she found Adam and gave some to him. Adam looked at the fruit in Eve's hand. He knew it was from the forbidden tree. He knew he shouldn't, but he loved Eve and he didn't want her to be alone in her choice. So he took a bite too. As soon as they ate the fruit, something changed. It wasn't a big, loud change. It was a quiet feeling inside. For the first time, they felt shame and fear. They looked at each other and realized they weren't wearing any clothes, and they quickly tried to cover themselves with leaves. The world that had seemed so friendly and safe just a moment before now felt a little scary. The joyful innocence they once had was gone. When they heard God walking in the garden, instead of running to greet Him like they always did, they hid. They were afraid to face Him because they knew they had broken the one rule He had given them. God called out, His voice full of love, "Adam, where are you?" Adam's voice was small and shaky as he answered from behind the bushes. "I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid, so I hid." God's heart was sad. "Have you eaten from the tree I commanded you not to eat from?" He asked gently. Adam blamed Eve. "The woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit, and I ate it." Then God looked at Eve. "What is this you have done?" Eve, full of regret, blamed the serpent. The serpent tricked me and I ate. God was disappointed. Not because they made a mistake, but because they chose not to trust him and then blamed each other instead of taking responsibility. Because they had disobeyed, Adam and Eve could no longer stay in the perfect Garden of Eden. It was a sad day. An angel stood at the entrance to the garden to guard it. Life outside the garden would be harder. They would have to work for their food, and they would experience sadness and pain. But even though they had to leave, God did not stop loving them. He made them clothes to wear to protect them, showing them that he would still care for them no matter what. He still watched over them and their children, and their children's children. This story teaches us a very important lesson. God gives us choices and he wants us to choose to trust and obey him. Making the right choice leads to happiness and peace, while making the wrong choice can lead to sadness and difficulty. But the most important part of the story is this. Even when we make mistakes, God's love never ends. He is always ready to forgive us, to help us, and to guide us back to him. He has a plan to fix the brokenness in the world, a plan full of hope and love. And that's a promise that lasts forever. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.